Hello, welcome to our podcast. I'm Jolene.
And I'm Dolly.
And we're here to weird you out.
With sex.
Dolly, what content warnings are there for us today?
Today, there's going to be animal rights and race relations, bestiality, an antiquated view of disability and intersex people. There's also infidelity and a lot of orgies, public shaming, and murder.
Listener discretion is advised. On with the show.
Welcome to the Womanly Portal podcast.
On this podcast, we discuss explicit books in explicit detail.
And we say fuck a lot.
Listener discretion is advised.
This podcast is not for people under the age of 18.
On with the show.
Welcome back to the Womanly Portal podcast. I'm Dolly.
And I'm Jolene.
And we're here to weird you out.
With sex.
Today we have a special guest host joining us. We have C Mann's mom.
CMomm.
Who will be introducing a book to us today.
Welcome, CMomm. It's so nice to have you.
Thank you. I do want to say, please be gentle with me. I am a podcast virgin, so don't be too rough.
We take it nice and easy at the very beginnings.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I do want to say you are our number one fan and have been since the beginning.
Thank you.
So we're very, very happy to have you here. It has been it's been my dream to have you. So thank you. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate that. I'm excited to be here.
Yay. Tell our listeners what book you chose because it is perfect.
Okay. So I chose Wicked.
Yes.
And I know it seems a little bit odd from what you guys normally listen to or talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But after I heard it, or I audiobook.
Mm-hmm. So do we.
We're big
Okay.
audiobook.
Okay, good. Because I'm like,
absolutely no judgment on that from us.
appreciate that. So once I heard it, I was just like, I have to do this book. Like, I saw the movie. I've read Wizard of Oz. I've seen Wizard of Oz. I heard Wicked is based off of Wizard of Oz, like a fanfic about the Wicked Witch. So I was like, perfect. And it is not a kid-friendly book. Not at all. So
Yeah.
I thought this would be perfect.
Yeah. The only thing I know about Wicked the novel is I saw 30 seconds of an interview with the author right before the first movie came out, where he said something like, yeah, I really wanted readers to know what they were getting into right off the bat. So I made the first few pages as insane as possible so that they knew it wasn't for kids. And that's all I know. That's all I know.
Yes, that is correct.
Good. Yay. So I'm excited to listen to this one. This is great. Have you ever seen the stage musical?
I did.
Oh,
so
okay.
the way that it went for me was the movie came out.
Yeah.
I deliberately did not watch the movie. I read the book.
Okay.
Then I watched the movie. Then I watched the stage production.
Oh, great.
And then I reread the book to kind of get some notes about talking on this podcast.
Yeah.
And picked up even more the second time than I did the first time and was even more like, what is this?
Oh, this is great. So you have the full knowledge. Because
Yes.
I don't think I know anyone who's seen and read all of the versions.
What I'm going to say is they're nothing alike. Like, I don't know. One, I don't know where you read The Wizard of Oz and get Wicked from. Have no clue. Completely changes the whole storyline of Wizard of Oz. And the fact that it's a prequel-ish kind of to Wizard of Oz is just no words, really, where this even comes from. Then how you could read the book and then come up with the musical, no clue.
All
like,
right.
no clue.
This is where I'm confused because I have seen only the stage production of Wicked. And I'm like, my brain's like, how do we go from popular to like this is the perfect book for the pod. Like I've been like
I'm
so curious
stoked.
about this.
Well, I don't know how we go from the book to popular.
I'm so stoked on this, you guys.
So, first off, the audio version, like I said, that's what I prefer, is 19 hours.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot. I will put this in reference for our listeners. That is only slightly shorter than Mr. Darcy Takes a Wife. That's only slightly shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Long.
it's a long 19 hours.
Oh, no.
At double speed.
Oh, no.
No. Wait, is it 19 at double speed? Like it's actually 36 hours?
No, it's 19 hours.
Okay.
Like, but even at
Double
speed,
you're like, come on.
it's,
Get to it.
it's long.
Oh,
It's long. And I do know somebody that's reading the book, like actually reading it, and they're having a very difficult time reading the book.
yeah, I've been there before. Definitely.
Yeah, so it's long. That's
Yeah.
that
That's
just
the narrator.
and
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
That's a long job.
yeah. And so you are right with what the author did say. In the beginning, they do a what's it called?
Prologue?
Thank you.
Yeah.
And with that, you start off with the Wicked Witch of the West spying on Dorothy and her merry little crew. And she overhears conversation, and you just start off with like, what in the world? Because they talk about the Wicked Witch being into women, the Wicked Witch being just a horrible person, and just all kinds of like, oh, okay,
Just throwing it at you all at once.
just throwing it out there.
Okay.
Wow.
Then you kind of like, they go separate ways. She doesn't get them at that time. And then you start the book with the introduction of the Wicked Witch of the West, which her parents are a minister, and they call it the eminent throp, which is sort of like a governor.
Okay.
It's his daughter. So the eminent throp of Munchkin Land is married to a preacher who's like a unionist preacher, which is sort of along the lines of a Christian faith,
Okay.
I would say. And he's very religious, very into his preaching and so forth. So you start off getting that introduction, and then you find out that the mom is pregnant. Her name is Marlene. The dad is Frex. And she's getting ready to have a baby. He runs off because there's this clock of the time dragon, which is a pleasure faith. So it's basically just bad, evil, and that's coming into town. So Frex has to go off and preach to his flock to, like get them to not follow the pleasure faith.
Got it. In like a counter protest kind of way it's coming off
Yes.
as. Okay, cool. Great.
So this is the same day that Elphaba, who is the Wicked Witch of the West, is going to be born. So you kind of get into a little bit of, him going off, and they talk about this Clock of the Time Dragon, which basically is a puppet show, and you get into puppet sex.
What?
I'm sorry.
Right there in the beginning. And
Do you care to elaborate?
oh yes, yes,
What does
yes,
that
yes.
mean?
I have notes.
Okay, great.
Oh, good. That must have been the weirdest notes you had to take for a while.
Yeah. And I just want to apologize to my son who is editing this, the things that are going to come out of my mouth.
So please tell me what that, because the only puppet sex that I think I've ever witnessed personally.
I'm sorry. What?
You've witnessed puppet sex?
Okay, yes. Stay with me.
Hand stuff?
Stay with me. No. Stay. But yes, that doesn't count. That's shadow puppets. No. Avenue Q has a puppet sex scene. Avenue Q the musical.
Okay, so when we're talking puppets, are we talking like hand puppets, soft,
Like Muppets.
Muppets?
Like Muppets.
No, I'm talking like wooden.
Like marionettes.
Yes, at least
Oh.
that's
what it's described. Marionettes having sex, to be specific, not somebody having sex with a marionette.
correct.
Okay, cool. Cool. That doesn't really make it any better, but
Yes. So
let's continue.
So I'm gonna kind of
That just feels like a little girl being like, kiss, like with the Barbies. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not that. No, and I wanted to give you the description, so I jotted it down. So
Marvelous.
we have a puppet husband, and so actually this
I'm glad they're married. I was really worried.
So first I wanted to start. So this Clock of the Time Dragon does this production, and somehow it points out people in the audience.
Okay.
So it points out a husband,
Okay.
and then it points out a widower.
Oh,
So
yeah, Dolly. They're not married.
they're not married.
Oh.
And the widower's daughter.
Oh, no.
So the husband sneaks out in the night, and the widower drags the daughter to meet up with the husband in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Then they pull down his leather trousers. And, quote, he was equipped with 2 full sets of male goods, one in the front and another hanging off the base of his spine.
What?
Yes.
Dick tail?
Yes, basically. Yes.
Keep going.
Yes.
You're doing great.
And so the widower positioned her daughter on the abbreviated prong in the front, while the widower joined up in the back. They bucked, rocked, emitting squeals of glee. Then, when they were done, they dismounted and each kneed them in their respective area. Junk, basically.
So, need him like
like
punched him in the dick.
Yes. The daughter in the front, the mom, the widower in the back, and then they left. So that's the puppet sex.
I have multiple questions. The first one is, how far into the book is this?
The first chapter.
Oh my god. Okay, my second question. So they pointed out people in the audience,
Yes.
and then the puppets were them.
Yes.
So that's like, that whole point is like, this is happening.
That is what you were led to believe, yes. That this Clock of the Time Dragon sees the future.
Knows that this will happen.
Or has happened, and is, again, with the pleasure faith. So basically, the participants who were pointed out, or I guess they weren't really participants, the unwilling people, like snuck out of the crowd while this was going on. Because,
I would.
Like, they didn't want their neighbors to
Learn about them.
beat them up. I don't know. Like, that's what it kind of, and then I see you have questions.
I have a statement. So you haven't heard this episode yet because it's the one that's going to release right before this one. But this is not our first double dick on the pod. But in all of my imaginings of how the double dick would work, front and back was never in the equation. Dick tail was never one of the options I came up with.
Yeah, that it's. I actually had to read it twice to make sure, or listen to it twice, I guess, to make sure I understood what they were saying, because I was like,
Don't understand.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that's kind of like, right, straight off from the beginning.
Dolly, you had something.
Don't you think the town people would be like, we have questions first? Or in this world, is it common for people to have 2 dicks? Like,
A front dick and a butt dick?
yeah.
I'm thinking that it was more just like shock and awe, and like I said, this pleasure faith is a hedonistic kind of faith, is what they're like portraying. So again, it's sort of like the anti-Christian, because it's anti-unionist, which is what they are. So it kind of seemed like this was,
It's supposed to be as shocking as possible.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So,
So
wow.
yeah,
Great. Cool.
Yeah.
First chapter.
first chapter.
All right.
And not just with that, like, you're also getting with this Clock of the Time Dragon, then Frex, who, as we said, was the preacher, the puppets go on to explain how he's a false preacher and is stealing money and just like a bad person and stuff. So the crowd actually turns on the preacher before he can, Frex before he can like leave, and like kind of tries to beat him down. And at the same time, his wife is getting ready to have the baby. So he's like, hide the wife because I don't want her to get attacked.
Right.
And so they kind of have the baby in like secret because the town is now against them.
Right. Yeah.
All because of this Clock of the Time Dragon.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't lead you in softly, does it?
No. So then you go into having the birth, which is very rough. But as the baby is born, she is green, and there are extra body parts, so to speak, that really aren't extra body parts. They're talking about how they examine the genitals and see some dark excess skin, so they rub it to see what happens, and it actually comes off, so now they pronounce her a girl.
What an interesting thing to include.
Yeah, what is the point of adding in an intersex? Like,
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it's supposed to be intersex visibility or anything.
No.
It sounds like it's supposed to be shocking still.
To me, that's kind of what I got from it.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah,
that
it's trying to
just,
be like, whoo, ho, scandalous.
yes.
And interesting.
Yes.
Strange.
Yes. And then you also have, like, there's just, like, so much, and it's, like, even hard to just, like, be like, oh, yeah, there was this and there was that.
Yeah.
So there was even, like, joke prior about, is Frex really the father, you know? And you're like,
Right.
wait, is that meant as, like, at the time, you just kind of think it's, like, a joke and stuff.
Yeah.
But then as the book goes on, you realize, oh, that was said specifically for a reason.
Yeah.
Because as the daughter gets older, you, like, discover that the mom has multiple affairs because she's left alone while the dad goes off and does his preaching. So
Yeah. Which does line up with the musical.
Yes.
But so far, that's the only thing.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you do have that little section of the
go.
musical that does line up. So that's kind of like the first part of it with her born and stuff. And like I said, right from the beginning, you're getting this action. There's so much that, one, the book was written in 95, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, is this just for shock and awe?
Yeah. It feels like the inclusion of a trans character in Silence of the Lambs. Like, you didn't really need to make that character trans to make them a scary serial killer, but you did because it would be shocking to the audience at the time, and now it just doesn't age well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how I was reading this. That it's
Yeah.
like,
We're just making it shocking.
shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to get you riled up.
Yeah. Which is so 90s of it. So 90s of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy Bigordy. Okay. Continue.
So I believe I was saying where Frex has gone off and
Right. Multiple affairs.
multiple affairs, and Melina, the mom, is home with Elphaba, and a quadling comes in. So you've got different regions of Oz, and the quadling is from the southern region. And so he comes in, and one of the other things that is, I believe, for just like shock value, is that this book describes people very, very purposefully as to express the differences of everybody. But it's in that we're going to discriminate because of what they look like. So the descriptions of the people are very specific, and the way that they're treated is very specific based on their region and their appearance.
Got it. So just casually introducing institutionalized racism
Yes.
into the storyline.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. So she meets this quadling called Turtleheart, and he joins the family because they're very nice. And if a traveler comes by, you know, Marlena's like, hey, I'm bored, you know, have a meal and let's have sex.
Why not?
Basically. So you meet this guy, she feeds him, and then Melina, quote, dragon snakes with him, covered him with her mouth, poured him in her hands, heated and cooled, and sculpted him luminously. End quote.
What? Sounds very
Okay, so
Lubey.
I'm hearing some blowjob stuff. I'm hearing some hand job stuff. I'm hearing some, I don't know what dragon snaking is.
I'm guessing intertwining their bodies.
Yeah, like Kama Sutra stuff.
I have no idea at this point. But that is the description
They had a long and glorious night.
of their lovemaking. And that was basically the afternoon before Frex gets home. So they meet, they have lunch, they have sex, and then she meets her husband.
Good. Great. As you do.
As you do. So he basically kind of becomes part of the family. Just
Great.
staying
Oh,
with them.
awesome.
Yep.
Great.
So
Is her husband not aware of what's going on? It feels like he would have to be at this point.
at this point in the story, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because later on, and this isn't gonna like spoil anything, but like later on you come to find out that it really appears that they're a throuple.
Oh, like it's consensual.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not in the beginning, but later, because there is a daughter that is born named Nessa Rose. She becomes the Wicked Witch of the East. And they don't know who her father is, if it's Frex or if it's Turtleheart.
Okay.
So you've got that whole thing.
Exciting.
Exciting. And here again is where movie, play, and book
Yeah.
like go their separate ways.
100%.
Because in the book, Nessa Rose is born without any arms. And she can stand and walk. She just can't do it very well. She needs stability, somebody to like support her, but she can do it on her own with like support. But she has no arms. So she needs somebody to take care of her because of the no arms. Where in the musical and in the movie, she's just in the wheelchair and
Yeah.
can't use her legs.
Right.
But she does have arms. So there was that difference
Yeah.
between the two there.
That's interesting. Again, that seems like almost disability awareness, but still also for shock value.
Yes. And they're not sure how she got that because, again, lots of stuff goes on. But Malena ends up like drinking a potion to like try not to have a green baby again. So is this from the potion? Is this from Frex being a bad person? Malena being a bad person? You know, like,
Yeah.
so the blame is a religious kind of thing as well as is it sorcery or, you know,
Right.
so you've got that all going on
Yeah.
in the backstory as well.
Well, because a person can't just be born different from somebody else and it just be fine. It has to be somebody's fault.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
To blaming.
Cool.
So then you get a big time jump. So you've got the Nessa Rose being born and stuff, and then you get a big like time jump into Elphaba being older and getting ready to go off to university. But university is more like in the English version of it, where they're about like 16 and they go off to like a school to specialize in whatever it is, where you've got your elementary and then you go off to that. So that's where she goes, which is at Shiz, where she meets her whole flock of friends.
That makes a lot more sense because I have to be real. When I was watching the movie, I was like, this is not how college kids act.
Yes. So
These
they're
are high
about
schoolers.
Yes, I was going to say they're probably about 16
Okay.
is what it is. And Elphaba goes off by herself because she's about 3 or 4 years older than Nessa Rose.
Yeah.
So they don't come together.
Got
They
it.
come separately.
Got it.
So you get Elphaba meeting up with Glinda and them begrudgingly becoming roommates. Kind of like the movie, they were forced together to be roommates. And then you get them meeting all of the other people. And here's where you kind of start to get into the political climate of the movie a lot more. There are animals and animals, and animal with a capital letter versus animal with a lowercase letter.
Got it.
Basically describes the difference of an animal being conscious, being able to speak, have thought. That's the capital letter.
Got it.
Versus an animal that is a lowercase letter that is just like a regular everyday. They haven't either come into consciousness or they've lost their consciousness because they haven't used it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So, like, we're talking the difference between, in Wizard of Oz terms, Toto and the Cowardly Lion.
yes.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
exactly. So the Cowardly Lion would be capital
Mm-hmm.
animal, and Toto would be lowercase animal.
Got it.
So
Okay, cool.
with that, now you get into the whole political, the whole part of Oz where, to me, the book completely changes from the original Wizard of Oz, because now you've got this whole political, are, whether they are capital A or lowercase a animal, actually like the same as people, or are they a lesser breed of humanity that do not deserve the same privileges
Yeah.
that the regular Oslandians do, so to
Yeah.
speak. So you get into this whole political aspect of it, which to me, timing wise, reading this book now, I'm like, this was 1995. How very 2020, 2016, 2000,
Yeah.
24, 25. Like, this is very interesting timing wise, because it's
There's
like,
a lot of media that hits me that way lately. Yeah. And you can feel that in the movie too. Like, but just a little.
Yes.
It's like such an undercurrent. I'm not surprised to hear that it's such a big part of the book, because I feel like every time I read a book that's 19 hours long, half of it is in-universe politics.
yes.
And I was going to ask you if that's what that was. But yeah, I bet that hit kind of wild right now.
It really did. And it's, in the movie, I was slightly disappointed at how such a secondary point of the movie or plot of the movie it was. Like, it's huge. The part of the movie, which is the first half of the book, that is the biggest part of the book. So the fact that it was so insignificant in the
Yeah.
movie, to me, was shocking and disappointing.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, I don't know what the second half of the musical is like. I've only seen that first movie, so I don't know how much it's going to come back, if at all. But if you think about it, at the end of the day, all that plot point serves in the movie is to give Elphaba her agency of something that she cares about that breaks her free of, like, just wanting to impress somebody else. It gives her something to fight for, and it serves as a meet cute for her and her best friend's boyfriend. And that's it. That's all that plot point does for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which brings up another point. In the movie, what you just said, meet point, girlfriend, or her best friend's and boyfriend. Yeah, not so much. In the book, Glinda, again, begrudgingly befriends Elphaba.
Yeah.
I felt like throughout the book that Galinda was very abusive, and she's one of those characters that lets other people kind of tell her what she is and who she should be, and has glimpses of herself kind of going, no, this is really what I want to be, but something pushes that back down, and she just kind of follows the path. But I don't feel the friendship, to be honest. To me, the whole thing was Galinda abusing and belittling Elphaba.
Yeah.
And Elphaba taking it because this is the first person that is even somewhat nice to her. So I felt that was a little bit sad
That is really sad.
in there.
That's like so much, because I feel like there's so much to be said about the portrayal of female friendships in that movie that's really beautiful and like had me choked up in the theater. And that kind of sucks that that's not there, but there is something to be said as well about the relatability of having a friend who's just begrudgingly your friend.
Yeah.
And is kind of an abusive friend.
But to me, there's also, again, I was taking it also, which I don't mean to bring this in the political aspect of it, but there's a lot of that in this book as well. I think it also goes to the whole power dynamic of a white woman and a black woman coming together, and the dynamic of that type of friendship. Which to me, the movie doesn't point that out, and you get the disparity in the book that you don't get in the movie.
Which is totally fair. That is a really interesting point. And it feels like they would have pointed that out in the movie. It feels like they should have. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to make it palatable to a bigger audience.
Yeah, probably.
That's who Wicked is popular among. Like in terms of
especially in our area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. And there's a lot that goes on, but we're trying to get to the nitty-gritty sex part of the book. So we're just going to kind of I needed to sort of lay that groundwork to kind of get that. They have friends. This is where they meet Bach, who is also a character in like both. They meet Fiero, they meet Shin and all that whole group, all of those ones that are in the movie, right? So one night they all go out, and again we're still kind of caught in that unionism and that pleasure faith, right? So there's this club that's called the Philosophers Club, and they sort of portrayed it a little bit in the movie. It was like the dance club that they went to. I think that's what in the movie it was, and in the Broadway play, that's where this Philosophies Club kind of comes in. But that's not at all what it is in the book.
Yeah.
Totally different. It's basically a sex club.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And
That's not exactly where I thought that was going.
yeah.
Okay.
So the group of friends go there. However, Nessa Rose and Galinda and Elphaba do not go. They leave and do other stuff. So it's now in the book, it goes in this whole group with their friends, right? So you're reading a book that's supposed to be about the life of the witch, and now we've completely gone off course into all of their friends.
Side quest.
Okay.
Yes.
For how long?
A couple paragraphs,
Oh, okay.
but enough for the shock value. Again, this is where
Right.
this comes in.
Just for the sex scenes, we veer off into their life and
Yes.
then we go back to Elf.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We couldn't sully our main characters, Dolly.
No, she's got to be wicked and pure. In the Philosophy Club, there's 7 of the friends, they go. And in the club, they have drugs, there's sex, there's orgy, there's all kinds of things. Well, one of their friends, Tibbet, was chosen to kind of participate. So like all 7 go in, and you have to go as a group. And so they get called into the secondary section of this club, and they get sectioned off into groups. And then each of the group, there's multiple people that get called, right? And so the 7 of them get split up into different stables, so to speak, with like other people that have gotten called back.
Okay. Sex stables?
Sort of. And in those separate stables, they pick one person from each of the stables to participate while the others stay and watch.
Okay.
Okay. So
Right.
their friend Tibbet gets called from one of them. A tiger gets called from the other.
Capital A tiger or lowercase a tiger?
It appears to be a capital A tiger.
Kind of makes it better, I think.
But
Maybe.
I'm going to say when you're listening, you're not 100% positive.
Okay.
But I don't think a lowercase would be able to like consent to go. So I believe it would be capital, but like
It's hard to say.
it's hard to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
And then out of the third stable was like a honeymoon couple, and the new bride was chosen.
Okay.
So they come into this middle section, and they get drugs wafted under their nose. They've been drinking, so they're pretty well out of it. Tibbet, who is one of the friends, gets tied underneath the tiger. The bride gets placed in a chair, and some salve gets placed in her genital areas.
All right.
You're being so careful because
I'm trying to be like... And basically, the tiger gets whipped headfirst into the bride. The friend is hanging underneath, and it appears that he might have been penetrated by the tiger. At least that's the implication that you get. And then the scene ends.
I can't believe that this book is 19 hours long and it is so lacking detail on all of these scenes.
Yeah, they're being so
They
flowery.
describe them, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's left there's a lot of vagueness to it, you know, but so yeah. But again, when you're thinking that this is a child's book and you're reading this, like,
oh my God.
And they're giving such a vague descriptions that you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
I just realized Tibbet's 16.
Yeah.
So he has there's an animal, a child, and a grown woman.
I totally did not. So 16, 17, yes.
Oh
like,
God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I didn't put that together.
Well, and hopefully the woman is not a child bride.
Yes, we do hope that.
It didn't appear that way, but
We don't assume that the bride and her new husband go to Shiv.
Right. Yes, because this is like in the city, so like anybody can.
Lordy begordy.
I feel
Okay.
like the school just lets the kids out. Like, have fun at your sex club. See you later.
See you guys
by curfew.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know if the school knows they go to the sex club.
I mean,
just,
not, but
I like that was part of the plot in the movie, was that they were doing something that they weren't supposed to, like going out. But then when they went out, it was just Footloose. They just showed up to the club and started dancing. That's all it was.
Yes, which in reading the book and then seeing it in the movie, I'm like, okay, is this the scene that it's supposed to be?
It's gotta be.
Right. That's what I'm assuming. But because it's so
different.
Not.
Did you read this book before you saw it, the movie or stage play?
Yes.
So when you were reading this book, were you just thinking to yourself, how the fuck are they going to make this into a PG rated film?
Okay, I was just thinking, what the fuck?
Just in general. Could not get that far. Fair enough.
Just in general. And again, I'm going Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
This book.
Yeah.
How do you get from A to B?
No, for real. And this isn't the first fan fiction we've read on the podcast. Again, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is purely insane.
Yeah.
And so much of it is shock value.
Yes.
Just so much. And I don't understand. I'm trying to be patient and wait for the point to the shock value. And I don't know if it's going to come.
So for this particular instance, the only value that this gives is that Tibbet has never been the same since. And later down the road, he's basically dying and Elphaba ends up being the one to take care of him. But he's so, like, just out of it.
Like traumatized.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
And so and again, do you need this for that?
No.
Like, it just didn't seem like that was a necessary avenue other than.
And it paints such a terrible portrayal of, like, what is a consensual community in real life? Like, if you want to portray the BDSM community in a way that is shocking, but you're putting in enough effort to be like, everybody here consented to be here. Like, why are you turning it into a situation that traumatizes somebody?
Yeah, because the thing that in reading this, and again, knowing what this podcast is about, this isn't a smut book.
Yeah.
This isn't an erotica book.
No.
Like, it doesn't fall under either in the way that it's written.
Right.
So it's really just a poorly written shock book, so to speak.
Yeah, it's almost reading like a horror novel so far. And the big bad monster is orgasms. Like, it's really terrifying.
Like, it really is just I honestly don't even know the purpose of the book.
It's interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to I'm on this teeter-totter as you're describing it between, oh no, I hate this book. Oh no, okay, I see the value in talking about that. No, I hate this book. I don't know. That seems like a poignant political point. No, I hate this book again. Like, I'm just teetering back and forth.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah. So again, a little bit different from the movie, but as the group of friends are at the Philosopher's Club, the reason Elphaba and Glinda didn't go there is because they were on the way to see the wizard. They didn't have an invite, but Elphaba is really into the animal, capital A, rights.
Yeah.
And so she is shocked and awe because one of their professors gets murdered.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
And he is a capital A animal. It's slightly portrayed in the movie.
Yeah,
it's
the goat
the goat
character.
character. Yes.
God, I wish I knew his name.
My mind is
It's
blank at the moment.
Fine.
As to, it starts with the D. I know that, I believe.
Probably it's something real Wizard of Ozzy. It's okay. We'll remember in 10 minutes.
Yes, we will. So she's so infuriated by this, and like somebody has to tell the wizard what's going on.
Yeah.
So they're at the sex club.
Dillmond the goat.
Yes. Thank you.
Dillmond?
Dillmond. Yeah,
Dillmond.
Peter Dinklage voices him.
Does he really?
That's what the internet said.
Oh, I love Peter Dinklage.
I love the internet.
I do
Yeah.
too.
I'm so glad you looked that up.
You probably love the internet as much as I love Peter Dinklage.
I do like Peter Dinklage.
You should.
He's great.
He's excellent.
I'm sorry. I was so excited to say the goat's name.
I was excited for you to say the goat's name because I completely forgot.
Yes. Okay, so Dillmond dies.
Yes. And
Say hi, say bye.
Elphaba gets, inspired, so to speak. And so she goes off to see the wizard.
We're off to see the wizard.
We are
The wonderful
off to see the
wizard.
wizard.
of Oz.
I have strong suspicions that this wizard might not be as wonderful as he's made out to be in the movie.
What would give you that impression?
The bestiality and incest mostly, and the butt dick.
Oh, the butt dick makes you feel like the wizard's not a good dude?
I just have a feeling that the wizard's gonna have a butt dick or
Is a butt dick?
dick nipples or fuck an animal or
I'm
something.
never going to be able to get nipples out of my imagination now.
Oh, I
Why
have.
is that there? Don't.
Okay.
No.
Don't give me more.
Well, I have a friend who draws porn for a living.
And they draw dick nipples?
Yes, because I thought he was joking. And then I said, there's no way that's a real thing. And he's like, wanna bet? And that was 10 years ago, and I've never forgotten it. And it is a thing. Yeah.
People have nipples on their dicks?
No, people have dicks for nipples in porn sometimes.
You just
Nipple dicks.
You mean really long nipples, right?
Well, I'm sure that's where it comes from. But
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause-
he's drawing hentai is what he's doing.
Because
So
I was gonna say, watch a wrestler, Eric Young.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. No,
I
I'm
can't-
talking about the nipples are
I can't
a cock
like
and balls. Yeah.
not. I
know.
gotcha.
I know.
Yeah.
It's upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have a cock and balls, but he has extremely large nipples, and
Yeah.
it's very
I bet
distracting.
people are into that.
You know whether or not he has a cock and balls?
No, I said on his nipples.
On his nipples.
He doesn't have a cock and balls.
Well, we can't
Oh,
confirm
I
or
was-
deny that. Well, how tight is his little shorts? Tight enough?
They're tight. I mean, I in all honesty, I can't get past the nipples to see the rest.
They're too distracting.
Yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So
Anyway, yes, Dolly. That's the thing. And it's my current headcanon that we're going to meet the Wizard of Oz in this book, and he is going to have a cock and balls instead of a nipple.
Okay, I definitely, when you said nipple dicks,
Dick nipples.
dick nipple.
Nipples on the dicks.
Yep.
Nope.
That's
I'm sure that's
the
a thing,
imagery
too.
you gave
know.
me.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would
Like,
think that would be herpes because
yeah. No, that's her genital wart. It's a genital wart.
right.
Yeah, yeah. 1,000%. No. Okay, tell us about the wizard for real.
Okay, so we're off to see the wizard. Elphaba and Galinda, who's, by the way, now goes by, it's Galinda, and now she's going by Glinda because Peter Dinklage died.
Right. For the same reasons as in the movie, because Goatman could not pronounce Galinda, and so she's doing it as a posturing thing.
Kind of, maybe,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's just
Okay.
like, I mean, it's not discussed, it's just
It's weird that
there.
it's not discussed.
Like,
It's weird that it's not discussed, but okay, that's fine.
yeah. So, or I was asleep during that part of the book.
I've been there too.
so
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But we're now at the wizard, and lots of stuff goes on, kind of.
Yeah.
But the main point of it basically is that Elphaba is scared at first, so Glinda has to talk, and then Elphaba starts talking and then finds out that the wizard is not who Elphaba thinks he is, that he is actually the one that is supporting the animal, capital A,
Yeah.
cruelty, so to speak, and them getting their rights taken away, and Elphaba's just enraged about that. And so they meet the wizard, the image of the wizard. They still don't, again, how he doesn't come out in person.
Oh, you mean he's still giant head?
No, he is a skeleton, a fire skeleton.
What?
That like plays with his head and ribs and just all kinds of.
That's distracting.
Yeah.
Like that Nick Cage movie?
Like Ghost Rider?
Like Ghost Rider?
Maybe, like, kind of. Like, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. It's just a weird description of, like, again, not a person, but a image of a thing. And
creepy weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they leave the Emerald City, and instead of going back to Shiz University, Elphaba basically puts Galinda back on the train to go and says, have a good trip. I'm staying here. And Galinda goes back to school. You kind of end that. Elphaba stays in the Emerald City. And now we have time jumped like 3 or 4 years after this incident. So they've all now graduated. She leaves her sister, Nessa Rose, at the university. Elphaba just goes into hiding underground. Nobody's heard from her.
No
or
warning.
Anything. Yes, no warning.
Okay.
Everybody was at the Philosopher's Club. They did not go to the Philosopher's Club. They go to meet the wizard. Galinda comes back alone.
That's all they know.
That's all they know.
Crazy. Okay.
End of story, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
So now we've got this like time jump and we re-enter Fiero. And again, where I was saying difference in that is he was never Galinda's boyfriend, never had a relationship with them at the university. There was nothing there. They were friendly, all of that group, but nothing. And this is where now I start to get slightly weirded out. Like, Elphaba is big into this animal, she's almost like a rebel now.
Yeah.
Creating havoc, and she's in the secret organization, and you don't really kind of know what's going on. She lives in this shabby little house. Fiero runs into her, follows her because he's like positive it's Elphaba, and then they end up talking. She's trying to get rid of him, but they end up talking, being friends, now becoming lovers.
Okay.
So this is
Left turn.
yes.
She's like, you have to go, but first.
Well, it's not immediate. There's like
There's some
they
buildup.
leave. He
Right.
is never supposed to come back. He comes back. Okay, this is the last time. He comes back again, and now they're friendly, and then they turn into lovers, right? So he's still, and I think they had in the movie, he is the prince.
Yeah.
So he's still that. He is married, which I don't think they said that in the movie. So
No.
I forgot about that. So when he comes to Shiz, he's still a child, but they marry young because he's like a prince. So he took a child bride, but they don't meet or get together until they're actually like 18. So he's married when he's at the university. He's still married when he meets Elphaba in this time jump. He now has 3 kids, but that's in a different world, so to speak. That's
All right.
As far as he's concerned, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So he still writes and sends his kids presents and stuff, but he's now in the Emerald City with Elphaba
Like full time.
full time until she's like, oh, I have to do this undercover mission, so I can't see you for like 3 days, and then you can come back and see me, and now we need to go away for like a week, and now you can come back. So she won't talk about anything that she's doing because she doesn't want to get him in trouble, right? But they do talk about the, different points of them like having a relationship. But here's the thing that kind of drives me nuts in this book part. So we already know, and I think it's common knowledge, that Elphaba is allergic to water, right? Water burns her and things like we know that from The Wizard of Oz. We kind of know that because it's sort of hinted out throughout the book, and stuff. There's one incident in the book where they talk about she's crying and she has to like bend over because the tears running down her cheeks burns her. So she like cries into a towel, right? So that it doesn't rub on her skin. So she can't get any water, right? They mention how she doesn't take a bath because, when she has to do chores or wash dishes or anything, she uses sticks and things because she never touches the water because it burns her, right? Well, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know anybody that's had sex that there hasn't been water perspiration. Like,
Yeah, that's true. If we're counting tears
saliva.
and we're counting
Yeah.
sweat and spit. Yeah.
So I just so they talk about them, you know, and they don't really go into detail like of sexual positions or counters
Sure.
or anything, right? But you're just common knowledge of
Mm-hmm.
you know, sex. There is one scene where he's talking about like that he's like kissing her fingers, sucks on the meaty part between her thumb and her forefinger. So again, like
Specific.
yes.
It's so weirdly specific.
Yes. But it doesn't burn her or any of that. Like they don't talk about like
Yeah.
you know any of the pain. So I'm like,
I guess spit isn't water enough, but tears are.
which again, or sweat like
Or
isn't
just
but
I'm so sorry, C Mann, right in front of your mom. Come, not
I don't
not juicy enough.
right? I mean, and so I'm like, does he not like, okay, so maybe it's not the inside that she's allergic, maybe it's just the outside part. So
Yeah, just
does he
her
never like
skin?
come on the outside, or does it not
Yeah.
fall out?
Really good about condoms, or like
Right. So like I just
that's so weird.
That is weird.
That is like, I mean,
and maybe I'm too overthinking this, but I'm like, you've already gone into this like weird shock value of like things that have been said in the book. So
yeah.
I don't know. Like I was just like, I don't get this. Like why do you have all the shocking stuff, but then like the sex between them is so blasé?
Yeah, and like they've already said, like the whole scene with the tears. If she has to bend over to cry into a towel because her tears will burn her skin, then in my opinion, you've just walked yourself into a huge continuity error.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah, and yes, also so much shock value. They've already gone into wanting to describe Elphaba's genitals in a specific way for shock value. I'm gonna guess that doesn't come into play.
The only thing they don't mention her genitals at all or any description other than there's one scene where she doesn't like for Fiyero to see her naked, right? So she's always like kind of covered, or it's always at night, you know, kind of thing. But there is one scene where she has a scarf that he had given her, blah blah whatever, and she wears it around her waist. But in the middle of the night, he had gotten up and the scarf had gotten moved, so he now can see her more pearly than green is the description.
What does
And
that mean?
her pubic hair is more purple than black and a different pattern than Fiyero's wife. That's
Like a landing strip, or like what does that mean?
description.
God, some of these descriptions, I'm like, what
So-
are you trying to say?
So I don't know if one is curlier and the other is flat, or
Yeah.
if it's a landing strip versus,
Yeah.
you know, a Brazilian. I don't know.
Super
Well,
patchy or something.
yeah, like you don't know.
Little heart carved in there or something.
And why is it purple? Like,
And what does pearly?
Well, is it purple? Like, is he saying purple? Like, sometimes when people's hair is actually black, they'll describe it as purple in the light.
maybe because it's also at dark, so you've got like a slight light from a skylight coming in, and so like that's where you know, like I'm thinking the light is reflecting off of her skin, so it's more you know,
More
instead of being
purple than
green,
black.
yeah, but instead of her being
Yeah.
green with the light
She
reflecting,
looks
she
pearlescent
looks
in the light.
right,
Maybe
you know,
that
the
would make more
description, and then like
sense.
again the purple pubic hair, but it's just again very weird.
Yeah, confusing.
Yes.
Yeah, like an editor should have caught and said, "Sir, I don't know what you're trying to say."
But also, why are you saying this again?
In general,
because you're not describing anything else or saying anything else, you know,
Yeah.
about her, or you know.
Did they give you a purpose? Like, why he finally got to see her naked? Like, what did that add to the book?
Yeah, like did it add conflict or something?
No, it just was.
Great.
It just was a moment.
Okay.
He got up in the middle of he had never seen her. Like, you knew specifically that she did not allow him to see her naked. That was said in the book.
Yeah.
And then several, you know, like scenes later, he wakes up, takes a piss in a chamber pot,
So glad we have that.
turns around and sees her,
Resplendent
yes.
in the moonlight and described very poorly. I'm starting to wonder if maybe this book just isn't well written.
It's not.
Okay.
It's a hard, like I said in the beginning, it's a hard read, and
Hard,
there's just a
19
lot of like, why? What's the purpose? I don't understand.
Yeah, it is sounding like that 19 hours could have been shaved down
A
a
lot.
little bit.
I mean, it's 19 hours.
Yeah.
The play or the musical is like 2.5 or something.
Oh, yeah, that's even short for a musical.
And the movie's like, what, 4 hours? Because I think it's like two
It's
or two
gonna
and a
be
half, so
two
five.
parts.
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe it's like 5 hours or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, you're
Yeah, well, and like
Yeah.
one of the things that I always said about Wicked, before I had seen the movie, I was like, I don't know how they take a 3-hour musical and turn it into a 5-hour movie. How you gonna turn this into a 5-hour movie? What the hell are you gonna add? But now I see they cut out a lot, so
But here's the thing. They didn't add anything to the movie.
no, they just like gave
I'm
more
like-
talking points.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what is the purpose of anything that they added in the movie? Because it's not in the book, and it doesn't enhance anything, and it's just for
Money.
time purpose. I don't know. Yeah.
Let's do 2 movies instead of 1. I can answer that one. This money.
Yeah.
And I felt like the pacing in the movie was just fine, except that I felt like there was too much time between songs.
Yeah. It definitely didn't have the standard musical flow. So,
Yeah, no, it just seems
yeah.
it seems like there's a lot of those pointless descriptions.
Yeah. And then the other thing too that I thought that was like that bothered me was that insignificant things were very descriptive as far as sexual wise
Yeah.
in the beginning. And then this, which is it's long but short time frame just because of, the timing of everything. But they have this love affair that's like it seems passionate, and he describes like being in love with her, and he never knew what love was until he met Elphaba, this like rekindling with Elphaba. There's passionate words,
Yeah.
but nothing on the sex. Like, it's a very bland,
Yeah.
like non-descriptive, when you've got other stuff that's very descriptive.
I guess
And you're kind of like, I don't get it. Like, I mean, you've got somebody dragon snaking earlier, right? And then you've got like nothing happening.
whatever
Here.
that is.
I mean, the most descriptive was, at least that I recall, is at one point they were talking about him tongue tracing the twisting funnel of her ear. So again,
Oh.
tongue, spit, body part,
Sensitive skin too.
sensitive skin.
You'd think.
That just sounds like a wet willy.
Yes.
I mean, hey, look, man. It's an erogenous zone. Some people are into it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Wet willies?
licking like the
licking
back
the
of your ear.
ear.
Oh,
And
like the
stuff
back
like-
of it, or like the
Like the
Didn't you
lobe.
just say the?
The curling.
I said the twisting funnel of her ear.
Okay, no, yeah, that
That's
sound
the
like deep
inside.
inside. That is deep inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I'm
I don't know. I'm not gonna say no one's into it, but I've never heard about it before.
yeah. I don't know. That just, But again,
Still, I mean,
that's supposed to be
I guess maybe,
let's say that that's a turn on, right? So
Yeah.
okay, so it's a turn on,
but still,
but wouldn't it burn her because it's
spit.
like spit? So again, I can't get over that.
yeah, that continuity.
Yes.
Unless she's into pain.
But why
Maybe,
but
wouldn't you describe
Wouldn't that
it?
come up?
Yeah.
Yes,
this
because you
guy's
kind of feel
already-
like she's not, because I mean she's leaning over into a towel to like not have the
Yeah.
Yeah.
tears, and she stays out of the rain because it burns. She doesn't wash dishes or so I mean she's definitely not into the water pain, because everything
Yeah.
she does is
To avoid.
to avoid that. So
And this guy's already described things way kinkier than just pain play.
yeah.
But also, I wonder if this guy's kind of moralizing a little bit without even recognizing it. Like all of the good stuff that our protagonist gets to experience is kind of tame and almost prudish compared to the very traumatizing,
Yeah.
exciting sex that other characters got to experience.
It could be. I mean that
Yeah,
does
it's
kind of
kinda
make
weird.
sense, but yeah, I don't know.
That is so 90s.
Yeah, the only other part that was slightly like, okay, I can sort of see where you're coming from. Sorry, slipped. My bad.
Where you're coming.
Since she doesn't bathe, she uses oil to like clean her skin and stuff. So at one point they're having a little disagreement and she's like, come oil my breasts. And he's like, I'm not that man. I'm not that kind of man, or something along that, like saying you can't change this argument by getting me to like have
massage your boobies.
yes.
Yeah.
And she's like, yes, you are. And then basically he does oil her down, right? You know, so
Okay.
so then I was like, okay, so maybe she oils down before they have sex. In this particular scene, they do, right?
Oh, like to have
But-
a barrier.
Yes. So, but even with that, it still
Inside of
doesn't.
the ear.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, because you don't get that oil part until like much later, right? So
Yeah.
you've already had all this other intimate, sessions where my brain went, doesn't that burn? Like, why is it not?
Yeah. Bring it up sooner.
Yes. And so then you've got, they're fighting and then you have this oil. So then I was like, oh, well, is that how it doesn't burn? But still,
Yeah. This
it
book
just
needed
isn't.
to tell us instead of just showing us. And it didn't. It didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of like, well, that's sort of the last of the big sort of sexual part of the book. Then it goes more into like political, again, like incidences happen with like the animals. There's a big scene where Elphaba is supposed to kill somebody, but she can't. And then Fiyero comes back. He's like following her because he knows that there's going to be this big thing. So he comes back to the apartment because he loses her. And the wizard's evil death squad basically comes and attacks him and kills him.
Whoa.
Oh, wait. Kills Fiyero?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. That's not where I was expecting that to go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's how it reads as well. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, because, like, I mean, spoilers for Wicked Part 2, but it's pretty fucking obvious in Wicked Part 1 that Fiyero is the Scarecrow.
So we're going to pause on that for a minute.
Are you adding zombies into this story?
No.
Okay.
No. That is movie
That's just movie.
for the most part.
Okay.
We'll pause on that for a minute.
I mean, I would believe zombies at this point.
So he gets murdered by the wizard's death squad, basically.
Okay,
And
that's awful.
Elphaba goes pretty much catatonic and ends up in I would say, like a convent kind of thing. So you get a little bit of, conversation about that. And that's where, remember when I had said earlier, where she ends up taking care of Tippett, who kind of loses it.
yeah.
So she's like now in this nunnery or
like-
convent. She sort of loses her mind and herself and doesn't know who she is really or anything, doesn't talk and stuff. But now she's coming back to herself a little bit and she takes care of Tippett. And now, again, a little bit of a time jump. She's doing much better. So she has decided that she needs to make amends for what she believes is her fault for Fiyero's death. So they send her on a pilgrimage to go meet Fiero's wife.
Oh.
Whoa.
The nunnery? I'm sorry, the convent does?
Yeah. And I don't know if it's like they or she decides, but like that's her next step in her evolution.
Like a weird choice, but okay.
That's wild to me.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that.
No.
And they send a child with her.
What child? Whose child? Where did this kid come from?
This child goes with her.
Okay.
So now we have the whole, just the traveling of that. And on the way, let me pause for a second. The movie, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz,
Yes.
is different than the book.
Right.
Okay, so the book, they run into bees, wolves, and crows.
Yeah.
Okay, that is not in the movie, so to speak. I don't think they have all of that. So the reason I say that is because on the travel now to go meet the widow of Fiyero, she picks up bees, like a wolf kind of like dog, a monkey,
Oh, okay.
and some crows.
So calling back to the book, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz,
Yes.
not the movie, The
Correct.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. That's kind of cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she kind of picks those up on the way, and there's some stories with that. And this kid is just still like traveling with her. So now she comes to Fiero's widow's place. She wants to confess, The widow's like, I don't want to hear it. You're a
Yeah.
guest in my house.
Honestly,
We
fair.
aren't talking about it, right? But now it's wintertime. The witch can't go anywhere, or Elphaba can't go anywhere. So she ends up like staying with the widow and her 5 sisters and her 3 horrible kids. And then you get interaction with this child that's with Elphaba and the widow's 3 kids. And there's some creepy stuff that goes on with that.
What flavor of creepy?
At one point, it's 2 boys, 2 older boys and a daughter, and they make the child with Elphaba pull his pants down just to make sure he's a boy, and you're just like,
Nope. I don't like this.
what?
Don't like that.
And the little girl she's like, I don't know, 7 or 8 or something, and she's still very clingy to her mom. And at one point, she's all sitting in the mom's lap, getting a bedtime story, and reaches up under the mom's thing for a nipple and just rubs the nipple to help her go to sleep.
Okay, that's a weird choice.
I'm just telling you what the book
Yeah,
says.
no, I know.
I'm just telling you
I
what
know.
the book says.
Yeah. Yep, you are.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that you read all of this.
I am too.
Twice. You read all of this twice.
Yeah. So you just kind of get this history sort of like of just them sort of being together. Elphaba wants to confess. She's not allowed. At this point, she turns into kind of the wicked witch, or, like a witch kind of. They tell her that she is, and whatever. It's just a lot of words.
Fair enough.
So it ends up at one point that the Elphaba's old nanny kind of looks her up and finds out that she's with Fiera's widow. So the nanny now comes, and the nanny is very smart, and she's kind of the one that's like, what's with this kid? Is this your kid? Like, tell me what is happening. And Elphaba's like, I don't know. Like, I was pretty much unconscious for like almost a year, like out of it, and didn't know. So it's kind of implied that while she was at the convent, she had a child, which is actually Fiero's child.
Oh my.
So she's staying with Fiero's widow with Fiero's bastard child. And his 3 legitimate children are picking on his illegitimate child.
Without even knowing.
And at one point, they really practically kill the child.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and that's where Nanny, like, really kind of goes nutso, because she's like, how do you not even, like, know where this child is? And, like, that it's your child. You don't have any motherly, like,
as she
compassion
should,
for it. And, just,
Yeah,
and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Jesus Christ. Man, this book just really likes to be horrible for the sake of being horrible.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yes. And it's all to portray Elphaba, to, like, explain why she's, like, wicked, but it's really just a series of unfortunate incidents, like, kind of. Like,
Yeah, like
just,
she's a traumatized person who's been through a lot of horrible events.
Yeah. So it ends up that Nessa Rose, the sister, ends up kind of becoming the eminent throp now, which the governor kind of thing, because it should have been Elphaba because she's the oldest, but since she's disappeared, Nessa Rose kind of gets that. So because of where Nessa Rose's position is, Munchkin Land kind of secedes from Oz. So the wizard now sends soldiers to kind of like keep an eye on Elphaba, because, they just want to make sure everything is hunky-dory, so to speak.
Right.
And they also don't want Fiero's kids to come into power because Elphaba's there now, and they don't want Elphaba to empower the Winkies to secede as well, because...
Yeah, they don't want her influence.
Right.
Yeah.
So it ends up that Elphaba comes back to Munchkin Land to visit Nessa Rose. And this is where, spoiler alert, in the movie, I believe we show that Nessa Rose and Bach are kind of together, right? So that kind of continues in the movie. But in the book, some random, and this goes along with the actual Wizard of Oz book. So this Munchkin lady has a maid, and the maid is in love with a woodchopper.
Okay.
And she doesn't want this maid to leave with the woodchopper, because then she would have to do all the work herself. So she basically comes to Nessa Rose and says, I have his axe. Can you bewitch it to kill the guy or whatever? And she's like, well, I can't. Nessa Rose, because she's still like so godly, is like, I can't really do that, but maybe it'll slip and cut his arm off, and then maybe it'll,
Jesus.
you know, like,
Okay. So godly.
so I can
but
bewitch this, you know,
Yeah.
like, so that's kind of where you go with that. So
Yeah.
you kind of, if you think about that, I'm speculating that that may be like Bach, like just from what I'm
Yeah,
sort of
from, like,
gathering.
context clues.
Yeah. But Elphaba is like, oh my gosh, like you really are like a sorceress now, like a witch. And she's like, yeah, they can call me the Wicked Witch of the East. And so Elphaba's like, well, I must be the Wicked Witch of the West then, you know, and that's kind of how they get their names. And
Okay. That's more sisterly affection than I expected.
yeah, and Nessa Rose like wants Elphaba to like stay and come rule with her, but she's like, no, I need to go back to Fiero's family because she still hasn't gotten to say I'm the reason he's dead.
Yeah.
So she needs that forgiveness. So they part ways again, and when she gets back, the family is gone.
I mean, probably a good thing.
Nanny is still there and the child is still there. But you come to find out that the soldiers that they kind of had stationed near them, like, took the family of Fiero and the kids and all the sisters. And so now Elphaba's like, they're going, what do I do? And, you know, now she's got to like find the family. So you get another little like time jump where now you're sort of getting into where Dorothy comes, because now there's like the cyclone
yeah,
coming,
okay.
and it lands on Nessa Rose.
Yeah.
And so now she has to go back to Munchkinland to see what happens with Nessa Rose. You find out that Glinda had given Dorothy Nessa Rose's shoes, but Nessa Rose had promised them to Elphaba. And so Elphaba's now like obsessed with getting the shoes. So now here comes the sort of story of where she's after Dorothy to get the shoes.
I'm gonna be so honest. The last like 30 minutes have been so insane that I forgot Glinda was a person. Like, I just forgot she was a part of this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got like all of this going on, and in her journeys, I honestly at this point I'm just like, again, a lot of words, a lot of stuff going on. I don't remember if it was like at this point when she was at Munchkinland or the time before, but Elphaba runs into the Clock of the Time Dragon.
The sex cult.
Yes. And our very last puppet sex scene period.
I didn't think there'd be more than one.
I had to hold it for the end.
Okay.
No. Is this only the second one, or did you hide one from me?
No, this is the only other one.
Okay.
At least that I recall. Like,
I think you'd remember.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
But yes.
Huh, I might black out some puppets.
Yeah. So basically, and this is like a one-time show. You know, Elphaba kind of like confronts the owner of the machine, and basically, so now what we're seeing. So I just remember this is on her way back from Munchkinland the first time after seeing Nessa Rose after the first one. So she runs into this. And the reason I remember that now is because the scene that goes in, it's a 3-part play. So it begins with Frex preaching while his parishioners are having sex in the background. Marlene now is having sex with somebody
Okay.
who gives her a bottle of something green to drink. So she basically drinks this bottle of green, collapses into this man's arm, has sex in the same timing as the parishioners. So apparently it's all the same rhythmic motion
Good.
Oh, good.
Great.
going on. And you don't know who this is until it's over. The sex act is over. And then as he leaves, you never see the person, but you see the wizard's emblem of a basket and a red balloon come down. End of the scene. Second scene is the birth of evil, which is basically Elphaba being born.
Yeah.
And then the third act is like the marriage and something of like the end. But that's it. Like there is no third act. And so it's basically like the third act hasn't been written. So you're kind of like, okay. And that's that. And then again, she goes back home and everybody's missing.
Oh.
So you're like, I don't understand. What was the point of that? Other than to say basically the wizard's your daddy.
Yeah, which is that the same in the musical? Because the bottle was in the movie.
Yes. But you don't know for a fact, because I don't recall. Now I kind of want to go back and watch the movie to see if they hinted anything, because you didn't really see the person, again, the face or any of that. But I don't recall if you saw a symbol of the wizard like in the movie.
Either. You see the bottle.
Yes, you see the bottle, and they're like obsessed with the bottle, so
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. Now I want to go see the movie again.
but I don't know if that's in the movie, because this is kind of like towards the end of the book.
Yeah.
So I would imagine maybe this would be the second half, but I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know if they put that in like the movie. I can't imagine, because again, it's puppet sex.
Right.
So I think the
Well,
implication of the wizard being her dad is that scene in the beginning of the movie.
Right. And how would they reveal that to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, whether she finds that out or not is to be determined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. So sister dies from the tornado.
Yeah.
She has to go back to Munchkin Land.
Yeah.
When she's in Munchkin Land, she meets with the wizard to talk about what's happening, see if she can get her shoes,
Right.
And basically the wizard's like, I have the family, or he brings out the daughter, Nora.
Yeah.
Because the mom, the sisters, and the boy's dead, because they would be the next in line, and he can't have that. Some, didn't want them to secede. So they all were killed. The daughter's the only one left as a security measure, so Elphaba doesn't do anything to the wizard.
What?
So he has the daughter.
And he just says, see, they're safe. Like he's lying to her? Or did he say, everybody else is dead, but here's this one?
Well,
He's like, good enough.
He brings out the daughter, because she's like, where's the family? And then he was like, I didn't order it, but they all got killed. Like,
Cool.
Cool. No big deal.
Doubt. But okay.
And so I'm keeping the child as a security so that you don't do anything.
Oh, I get. She's a hostage.
Basically, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So you're like, again, weird, what? Like,
Yeah.
so at this point, Elphaba's starting to go a little like mad, because she's obsessing about the shoes. She's trying to figure out what to do about the wizard. And so she goes on trying to get Dorothy. And the last bit of the book, both times I read it, just kind of blend in together. Dorothy, again, they make their way towards
Oz.
Actually, they're coming from Oz now. You kind of miss that whole like meeting with the wizard to get the witch kind of thing. But there was something said in there, but it was just a very like generic kind of thing. And they're trying to get to the Wicked Witch of the West, and it's kind of like, give me my shoes, and Dorothy's like, they won't come off because they're like,
They're magic.
yeah, they're magic, and I can't get them off. And she's like arguing, and they're fighting, and she lights her broom on fire, and Dorothy throws water on it to like put it out, and the witch dies. And like,
Almost a little anticlimactic.
it really kind of is,
Especially
like,
because
just
you know what's coming.
yeah,
Yeah.
with like everything. So it's kind of weird, but in her like descent into kind of like madness and following Dorothy, somehow Elphaba gets in her mind that the scarecrow is Fiyero. But when he gets like all the stuffing pulled out of him, you realize that he's not, but she's kind of like, it
Like
has
he's
to be him.
hallucinating or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, kind of thing. So you kind of see her like descent into madness and obsession about these like shoes. And it's just it is kind of like anticlimactic, and you're like,
Yeah.
what is going on? And
Sad.
yeah. And there is a story that kind of goes about, there's a Saint Elphaba, and she's this like patron like witch kind of, and she goes into this like waterfall and stays in this cave for like all this time. And it's the story that Fiyero's widow tells the child like over and over again. And basically it talks about how the witch goes into the cave, the daughter's like, does she come out? And it's like, no, never to be seen again, or whatever. And so like that's how it like ends with like that set statement.
Tragic.
And it's just like, again, you change the whole book or the whole Wizard of Oz
Yeah.
thing, and then you have all of this for shock value, and then you just end it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know there's like other books in the series, but I don't know how you continue after that.
And maybe it's so anticlimactic because it's 19 fucking hours.
You're like, there was
Yeah.
so much buildup. And then it just
Ended.
It just ends.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if the sequels are like her kid.
Which
Yeah.
that's what I believe
Yeah.
it is, because the child is still there in the story, kind of like at the end. It's like Nana, the child, and Elphaba like confront Dorothy and everything. So, and you do kind of get the story with the bees like going after them and, you know, like
Right.
all that. So it does follow the original book of The Wizard of Oz in that aspect of it, but definitely not the movie Wizard of Oz, and definitely not, again, I just don't see how they end that in the movie, the second half of Wicked. Like, I just don't.
Yeah. I mean, the second book is called Son of a Witch. So
Yeah, so
it's gotta be.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But then it looks like the third one is about the Cowardly Lion.
yeah.
And then I don't know what this fourth one is about, but it's called Out of Oz.
So there is, and again, to me, there's like so much in the book, and it's kind of a significant but insignificant kind of thing.
Oh.
There's that book that the Grimoire is that book that
Yeah.
in the movie. So that is like an undercurrent story throughout the Wicked book. You sort of get it at the end. It ends up that Fiero's wife had the book like in hiding, and it's from the other world, which appears to be where the wizard is from.
Yeah.
So that's why, again, like the movie sort of plays that, why Elphaba can read some of it, but not all of the book. And so you do have like that aspect
Yeah.
of it. So again, that's like the wizard's trying to get that now.
Yeah.
And, you know, so there's just
Yeah.
a lot of like
Yeah, that
like stuff, but it just goes in like, I don't know, completely different directions, because in the first half you've got all the animal rights part of it, and then you just go into this whole like, I need my shoes.
Right, yeah.
And-
And it's kind of all over the place. And what I'm seeing here is that so this first one is Elphaba's story. The second one is her son's story. The third one is the Cowardly Lion, and seems to get very involved in that animal rights politics thing.
Okay.
And then the fourth one is Glinda helping the Cowardly Lion, who's on the lam because he got in trouble in the third book. And it says in the description nothing about the plot. It just says like every loose green end that Gregory Maguire weaves through his beautiful prosaic series that's a take on the classic Wizard of Oz is tied up in this end of the series. I'm like, I don't know, man. This is just so much. This is genuinely just so much. But it's got, I don't know, like this first one has a 3.4 on Storygraph. Like
Really?
that's pretty high, I think, for how much gratuitous nonsense
So I
it
would
seems
like
to include.
know how much of the ratings was prior to the Wicked, like the musical, you know, and prior to
Yeah,
this
that's
new
true.
movie, because I think a lot of people may have like,
Claimed that they read it when they didn't. They breakfast at Tiffany. Did.
yeah, you know, because I just can't.
Yeah, a lot of these are like they're bringing the musical into their review as I'm reading them.
Yeah, because I can't imagine if you've read it without knowing all the other stuff, like you're gonna like it. I just
This is interesting. I just find it very fascinating, like how gratuitous it is for
Yeah,
like
and-
seemingly no reason.
and his writing style and just the excessiveness of things that didn't bring anything, in my opinion, that didn't bring anything to the book or
Yeah.
the story. It was just so much.
That's really, that's just fascinating. I've been so curious. I've been so curious for so long, ever since I found out that the book was like, because I think everybody thinks it's a YA novel.
Yes.
And ever since I found out it wasn't, I was so curious. And now I'm glad I didn't read it.
Yeah, it's
I'm glad I got it on Audible for free.
I wish I didn't. I don't feel I'm better off now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, I do have a couple questions. What happened to the parents? Like, they were in a throuple, and then what happened? Like, do they give you any closure on that?
So, yeah, at some point, Turtleheart was sacrificed.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, but you don't really get the whole story. It's just kind of like an after conversation. Like, he was sacrificed. The mom, which I totally forgot because he's very small in there. So after Nessa Rose, the mom did have another child, a son, finally. And she died during childbirth.
Oh.
The dad basically was a failed preacher and then basically just kind of supported Nessa Rose in her rise through the governor.
Right.
You know, like, so he's like there, but was never really a dad kind of thing. So he's kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah. So that's sort of like with the parent. And I think you kind of do get that Nessa Rose is the dad's like favorite because he's the one that gave Nessa Rose the shoes. And it's because he doesn't know if he's the dad or Turtleheart's the dad. And I believe he feels guilty that Turtleheart was killed.
Mm-hmm.
So, because it kind of sounded like there was another episode of The Clock of the Time Dragon at some point, and it implies that the throuple was described and the parishioners decided Turtleheart needed to be sacrificed. Is kind of the way that it implies, I believe, in how you're reading it. So, but again, there's I know I left a lot out because there's like so much in there
Yeah.
that was just why like
It just isn't very nice
like,
to his characters at all.
no.
Like, he just can't let any of his characters have positive things. And I've read a lot of books like that. I mean, I would say that Mr. Darcy Takes a Wife was like that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's just so gratuitous in a way that, like, I would be okay with it if it added something. Like, if Fiero's affair with Elphaba had been discussed as, like, some sort of character changing moment, or like really impacted like, I don't know, like his having a family doesn't really seem that important. I feel like you could take that family out of the story. She could still easily have motivations that guide her through. She wouldn't have to have that weird, like, sexual harassment of her child by those other 3 children. Like, you wouldn't have to put that in the book. It just feels so weird that it's included at all. And
Also seems weird that she wasn't maternal. Like,
yeah.
she dedicated her life to, like, the suffering of others, you know?
Yes,
Like,
and
there's
she
this-
has no maternal instinct towards this kid at all.
Yes.
Even
so weird.
she's not, it doesn't even sound like she's got, like, even if she's not aware that this child is hers, because it sounds like maybe she doesn't fully know that, you'd think she would still be like, I'm in charge of this human.
She has more maternal instincts towards all the animals that she picked up randomly on the way than
And this kid that
yes.
she's been put in charge of. And that's
that is her kid.
it's so much
Yeah.
continuity error. I just, I don't know.
doesn't
man.
make any sense.
It
to me.
doesn't make any sense at all. It's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you,
What would you rate this book on a
yeah, on a
out of
scale-
5 stars?
Out of 5 stars, if you were going to rate this.
Just because I have to give it a number, I would say 1. Like, I really
Yeah.
was like if like I did not enjoy the read.
Yeah.
I found it difficult, not paced well. The wording was odd in like the way that it was structured.
Difficult to understand from what you read to us.
Yes, I really did not
Confusing.
enjoy any of it. And I was very disappointed because I love The Wizard of Oz, the book. And this really was, to me, like a slap in the face of The Wizard of Oz. Like,
Yeah.
so I, unbeknownst when I started this, had so because it was so different and really, to me, went against what The Wizard of Oz is, I instantly, like, just I couldn't get over that.
Yeah. And that's fair. Do you think
There's this is literally your Darcy Takes a Wife.
Yeah,
Like-
genuinely, because that is how I felt about Mr. Darcy
Yes.
Takes a Wife. It's like, I care so much about the novel Pride and Prejudice.
Yes. And I felt that.
Yeah.
And yes, I would absolutely say 100% that there was definitely like prejudice against this book for its just improper representation of
Sure.
us.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, it's projecting itself to be a prequel
Yes.
to that book, like a spiritual predecessor. And it is crazy to throw that out there and then make it so contrary to the source material.
Absolutely.
I feel that and I understand that.
Absolutely.
As someone who has read a lot of rewrites and sequels and parodies of my favorite book as well, do you think there could be a version of not necessarily this story, but a prequel to The Wizard of Oz that you would connect with? Like, do you think that's something that you could experience? Because not everybody can, and that's fair.
Possibly if it was written in the childlike innocence of the original Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I just recently I've watched the movies and I read the book when I was little, but I just recently have started like listening to it more and really like liking The Wizard of Oz. And I started Wiccan, and so I wanted to like finish that, but I do have the rest of, because I honestly at one point didn't know that The Wizard of Oz had all those additional like books after.
Yeah,
like,
there's
stories and
tons.
stuff. So that is like my next pickup, is to kind of like finish that Wizard of Oz series, because I found that so much more enjoyable to me. I will not
Yeah.
continue with this.
Yeah, don't read the other 3 books.
Yeah, like I don't
Yeah.
need the questions answered.
Yeah.
Like, and especially if it's the same writer with the same tone and the same delivery. And I just it just is not enjoyable like for me. And I'm actually kind of insulted about it. Like you know, like in
For sure.
which is like weird to have those feelings, I think, you know, because I'm just like, oh, it's just a book, you know, but it's like, no, wait, this is like like you're messing with my childhood, kind of, you know, like sort of like feeling about it, and this pure book, and you just shit all over it.
No, 100%. I think for me, it always comes down to like just listening to you talk about it. For me, I'm like, you have been so cruel to this universe and to these characters. You've put such a dark spin on it that it's no longer the place that it was. But you didn't create this world. You didn't create these characters. You borrowed them from somebody else. And it seems pretty disrespectful to then go, yeah, what if there was a lot of incest and butt dicks in this book? Wouldn't that be great? I'm going to publish that. Like, that seems almost... And I'm sure this book is... I mean, clearly, the reviews are out.
Yeah.
It's for somebody. This book is for somebody. But I'm with you when it comes to rewrites. I just feel like that's shitty.
Yeah, it's for somebody, but it's not for children. Like
That's
like
yeah. And the author was straightforward with that one, not for kids, but even as a book for adults. I'm like, I don't know. Does anybody want to pick up a prequel to their childhood favorite and have it be this?
Yeah, no,
That seems
they
crazy.
do not, in my opinion.
Like the dark thriller universe. That's not what I want. But okay.
I don't even know what to classify it as, because, like I said, it's not a smut
wonder.
book. It's not erotica. It's not
But it's so explicit.
And it's not dystopian.
right.
It feels dystopian, but you're right,
Maybe
it's not.
slightly, but it's not really.
Let me see what the tags are.
It feels like it wanted to be dystopian.
and I wouldn't say it's fantasy. You know, it doesn't fall under that.
Yeah, it's
But
on here it says fantasy, adventurous, dark. And then you can see on Storygraph, green ones are what like the official classification is. Red ones are what people have added. So the only 2 official are fiction and fantasy. And then the 3 that have been added are adventurous, dark, and slow paced, which is hilarious to me. I'm like, yeah, slow paced. It's just fucking long. It's just fucking long and has a lot of fat to trim. But yeah, that's so...
I feel like this podcast might too.
I
Cut it.
I am surprised how long the listen was. It says it's 406 pages. Those must be some
Small print.
packed pages.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you have a palate cleanser for us then? Something you would recommend instead of this book?
The Wizard of Oz.
The classic. Yeah, I think that's 100% fair. Yeah.
I really do love like that, the original one. It just, I don't know. I don't know how you can, it's especially when you read this, right? You want the exact opposite.
Right. The whole time.
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
All right.
My grandma owned the entire series, and I remember being a kid and like trying to read through them, but I was too little. Now I think I'm gonna read them because like I always wanted to, but I never did. And I think after that really terrifying live action version of The Wizard of Oz from like the 90s or whatever,
Yeah.
I think I was just worried that that was what the books were. And again, that's another dark and gritty remake. There must be something about this series that people want to make it darker
Yeah.
and scarier than it actually is.
I think there's a little hint of that in the original, but not to, I mean, that was 1900s,
Yeah.
you know, so I think that if you take what was dark in the 1900s versus what is dark today,
Yeah.
there's a big
Yeah.
difference.
There is. Yeah.
So I feel like people kind of want to put it in today.
And that's not where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. Thank you. Thank you for reading that so we didn't have to.
I read it so nobody has to.
Thanks for putting puppet sex into my list of things I have to forget about.
Yeah. And butt dicks.
And butt dicks.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said,
Yeah.
when C Mann asked me if I wanted to do, you know, like the podcast, you guys had given me a list of other, you know, options, and I was looking at other options because that's what I read as well. And I just so happened that I had picked this up and was like, all right, I'm going to read this first and then I'll pick something for the podcast.
Yeah.
And when I read it, I was just like, this has to be like, this has to be talked about.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be fantastic to bring it into the zeitgeist. Bring it to people's awareness.
Right. It's kind of crazy how like unread
Yeah, no, for real.
it is for how well known like I mean the musical is and
Yeah.
Because I think there's the assumption.
that it's the same.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say, and this might go into why the reviews on Storygraph are so good. I would say that most people who try to give it a shot, again, they get kicked out in that first, like, half a chapter. Like, that first few pages is so gratuitous, so graphic, that a lot of people just put it down and put it away. Those people are the people who would rate this 1 star.
Yeah.
And you don't usually rate a book that you put down after 2 pages.
Right.
And yeah, I think that's fair. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for being here, CMomm. We're so happy to
I
have
really
you.
do appreciate it. And thanks for being
was a
gentle.
blast.
You
Yeah.
know,
Thanks for being our #1 fan.
you are so welcome.
All our other listeners who are hoping for the title, sucks to suck, bitches. Sorry.
Fine. I ain't giving it up.
We're going to make you a t-shirt.
Yes.
Yes. 1 single #1
one.
fan t-shirt.
Yeah.
We'll post it on the website, but it'll always say sold out.
Yes.
I will proudly wear that.
May you and we and no one else ever come across puppet sex again.
Yeah, hopefully you don't wander into a forest and meet a man who shows you your mother
Neighbor's
and the Wizard
dick
of
butt.
Oz. Yeah, your neighbor's dick butt. your dentist's secrets
Yes.
in puppet
I
form.
hope you never know your dentist secrets in puppet form.
And if you have a dick butt,
Sorry.
don't email us. Please, don't tell us about it.
I want to say no dick
Even
pics.
no unsolicited dick pics. Thank you. Butt dicks or
That's
otherwise.
actually a rule across the board.
Yeah, don't do that to people.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Until the next
All right.
Dick Butt series.
Yeah.
Okay, love you. Bye.
What in the ruby slippers was that, Dolly? What book are we going to discuss next month?
Next time, we will be talking about Morning Glory Milking Farm by C.M. Nescosta.
Bet you can't guess what that book's about.
Find us on Instagram at Womanly Portal Podcast.
Email us at womanlyportalpodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks goes out to Chloe Watts for our music.
A special thanks to C Mann for editing this hot garbage.
Do you think it's weird that the whole town comes out together to watch puppet sex?
Are you looking up Eric Young's nipples?